what's this? Too many cooks. Of course. How silly of me. What for? Well, the last couple weeks I've been going through secret bonus rules from Too Many Cooks that didn't make it into the final version. Last time I showed you a spicy version I called Sabotage. This time I'm going to let your endorsement skills get a chance to shine. Unrumple your aprons and hide the cooking sherry. It's time for another demo of Too Many Cooks.
This is Showcase Showdown. So here's how it goes. This version is where all players are the cooks and can defend their meals. So this is great for a more social interaction. So what do? Well, you each select a color of chef card to use. And instead of these being sort of a randomizer, these are your specific cards. You'll showcase who you are. You'll turn over the top deck card from the meal deck and use that meal for the round, so you don't really switch around meals, choose around meals. All players are dealt 6 cards in the prepping, shopping, and serving as usual. You've seen this before. But then during judging, players play their meals face up in front of them, and each player has a chance to verbally present their meals. So you see, there's no one single judge, and everyone actually gets to claim a meal and defend it. When all players have presented, each player silently decides which meal they prefer the most. Now, the most important thing here is you can't select your own meal, otherwise this wouldn't go very far. After that, when all players are ready, they all vote by placing their chef card in front of their preferred meal simultaneously. Then the player with the most chef cards wins the round. Now, if there's a tie for the most cards, you can redo the voting with just those 2 tiled meals, or whatever, 3 tied meals, whatever. If a tile still occurs after that, the tied players create new meals with whatever cards they have left from their hand, those food cards, and do another meal. Another voting happens. If a tie still occurs, just share the victory. And this Showcase Showdown, this is better for larger players. You can do it with fewer, but it's really hard with something like 3 players. 5 is probably the minimum I would say to start with. All right, let's look at some examples from here.
Okay, here we have our setup with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 players. I'm not going to go over the prepping or shopping. I think we've seen enough of that. We're going to go right to the serving. We can see that they're all face up. We're cooking a crock pot meal, and each of the cooks has a chance to defend their meal. Over on the leftmost here, we have some sort of egg and asparagus bake, a monstrosity of sugar and cheese. Here in the center, some sort of like a beef sauce. With purple, we have a minimalist tomato sauce and spaghetti, and then sort of a fancier grilled cheese, mushroom, and steak in oil, so sort of meat. All right, with this point, each of the different judges will pick up their cards. Separately, I'm just doing this all together because I can't be 5 people at once, and then they're going to secretly decide, and then they will display it. Jumping ahead here, we see that this meal to the right, the chicken and steak, had 3 judges who liked it the most, while only these meals only had 1 each. So this judge will win the crock pot, and the next one goes on. Now, let's take a look at what happens if there is a tie. We have a new meal, new set of cards, new voting round, each go through. Here I'm also going to give an example of how you might defend your meal. On the left here, so you have a pomegranate and carrot smoothie, very healthy, get your vitamins and a little bit of sweetness from the pomegranate. This one here, they're going to defend, well, it's just a fruit smoothie, delicious fruit. The other ones is like, well, you need protein, so peanut butter, sweet potatoes, and milk. This guy might defend it as like, well, look, this is the anti-smoothie, the butter and pulled pork. You're disturbing and cry yourself to sleep at night. And then the final one was, well, look, I didn't have anything else, so this is your watermelon biscuit cottage cheese smoothie. I'm sorry, that's all I can give you. So those were the defenses. They'll judge again. Pull these out. And here has the voting turned out. These two tied, where this one got kind of a pity vote. So now to break this tie, I'm just going to reset the board quick and we'll revote here. Okay, now that we have two left, the red ones and the orange ones, they're not going to vote because really it's just going to cancel out. So then these three would vote.
Since we have an odd number, we don't need to go to sudden death.
This one's going to vote for this one, this one's going to vote for this one, and green will break the tie by voting for the all-fruit smoothie. And then, therefore, orange would win this and get it. But then finally, let's look at one final way. What if there's a continued tie? Okay, we have a third scenario here. We have 6 players now. The purple judge and the white judge won the first round. The purple defending a strange sort of shrimp salad, while the white judging a simple fruit salad. Now, the 4 other judges vote and say it's split evenly. Well, now what? Well, then the final round here is the judges will take the cards still left in their hand and make another salad. So let's figure this out. This judge doesn't really got much, so they're just going to do a meatball pastry salad, whatever that means. Well, this judge has like a salsa and green bean. So they're going to do a nacho cheese, so like a sort of like a Tex-Mex green bean salad. So those are there. And then these judge again. And this time, all 4 judges decide on the white judge. They get the salad here. Had it split evenly again, they would just sort of share the win. So there you go. Yes. To the victor goes the spoils. Speaking of spoil, probably shouldn't let that cream cheese out too long. Enjoy this rule variant. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. And then next time, we'll rally under the final rule variant. Until then, salt, acid, brace yourselves for awesome.